Louis Fisher, hanged June 27th, 1961. On Tuesday, June the 27th, 1961, Louis William Baldwin Fisher, 25, was hanged at Toronto's Don Jail for the stabbing murder of 36-year-old Margaret Peggy Bennett on June the 10th, 1960. On the fatal evening of June the 9th, Fisher, his wife, and two friends went to the beer parlor at the Wembley Hotel on Toronto's Danforth Avenue. Fisher's wife left shortly thereafter, but he stayed on until closing time, which was just after midnight, having consumed, by his own admission, as many as 25 glasses of beer. After leaving the beverage room, Fisher encountered Peggy Bennett, a woman he knew by sight, who inquired if he had his car. Telling her to wait, he went home and fetched it, returning to the Wembley to pick her up. Bennett suggested they go to a restaurant for coffee, but Fisher demurred, claiming to have no money. But when Bennett wanted a cigarette, he did stop at a restaurant where he could get a pack on credit. As they sat in the car smoking, Fisher said Bennett began to fondle him. He drove off and she continued fondling him. Eventually, Fisher told Bennett, as reported in Fisher's appeal to the Supreme Court of Canada, that, quote, if she wanted to get it, she was going to get it. And so he pulled into a gas station parking lot and stabbed her a minimum of 15 times before pushing her body out of the car. Fisher would later tell the police, quote, I really went off my rocker, I guess, or I must have been drunk, or a combination of both. Perhaps, but the psychiatrist called by the prosecution said Fisher, in spite of all the beer he had consumed, was still able to form the intent to commit murder, and Fisher hanged, leaving a wife and 4 children. His last words on the scaffold were, "The Lord is my shepherd." Fisher was pronounced dead at 12:03 a.m. As an interesting side note, there was a full moon on June the 9th, 1960, and during the early morning hours of June the 10th. My primary sources for today's video is the text of the Supreme Court judgment when Fisher's appeal was denied. The case is also briefly mentioned in The Practice of Execution in Canada by Ken Leyton-Brown. I also looked at a document entitled Ontario Cemeteries Act Site Investigation, the Old Don Jail Burial Site. If you enjoyed today's video, please drop a like, comment, and consider subscribing to The Gallows, where we explore Canadian murder cases which ended on the scaffold. And remember, if you're born to hang, you'll never be shot. Cheers.